The outback, a vast expanse of red dirt and secrets. This land, ancient and untamed, has witnessed countless stories, both known and hidden. It is a harsh and unforgiving land. The sun beats down mercilessly, and the nights bring a cold that chills to the bone. It holds an eerie beauty. The twilight casts long shadows and the moonlight transforms the landscape into a hauntingly beautiful scene. It was here, in the small Australian town of Humpty Doo, that something truly terrifying occurred. A place so remote, yet it became the epicenter of a chilling mystery. In 1998, the Bell family's home became a hotbed of paranormal activity. Their once peaceful abode turned into a nightmare. It was a haunting so disturbing it made headlines around the world. News outlets couldn't get enough of the eerie occurrences. The entity, a suspected poltergeist, unleashed a barrage of unexplained events. Objects moved on their own, and strange noises echoed through the halls. These events tormented the family and baffled investigators. Experts from around the world came to witness the phenomena, but left with more questions than answers. The case remains unsolved to this day. Despite numerous investigations, the true nature of the haunting remains a mystery. It stands as a chilling reminder that there are forces beyond our understanding. The outback holds many secrets, and this is one of its darkest. I have spent years investigating the paranormal. Each case brings its own set of challenges and mysteries. I have seen things that defy logic, shadows that move on their own, whispers in empty rooms, and cold spots that chill to the bone. But the sheer intensity of the Humpty Doo case is unsettling, even for a seasoned investigator like myself. The events were relentless and terrifying. The events that unfolded in that remote Australian town were more than just bumps in the night. They were a series of terrifying encounters that left a lasting impact. They were a full-blown paranormal assault that left an indelible mark on all those who dared to witness it. The legacy of the Humpty Doo haunting continues to haunt the memories of those involved. The Bell family home was a modest, single-story structure. It had stood for decades, weathering the passage of time with a quiet dignity. The paint was peeling, and the porch creaked underfoot, but it was home. It was on a quiet street, like any other in Humpty Doo. The kind of place where everyone knew each other, and life moved at a slower pace. The family was known in the community for their kindness and their strong work ethic. They were the kind of neighbors who would lend a hand without being asked, always ready with a smile, but their peaceful life was about to be shattered. Dark clouds, both literal and metaphorical, began to gather over their home. The entity wasted no time in making its presence known. It started with shadows that seemed to move on their own, flickering at the edge of their vision. It began subtly at first. Objects would move inexplicably. A book falling off a shelf, a chair slightly out of place. Doors would slam shut on their own, often with a force that sent shivers down their spines. The family dismissed these occurrences as mere annoyances. They tried to rationalize them, attributing them to drafts or old house quirks. But deep down a seed of unease was planted. They couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. They would soon discover that their home was no longer a sanctuary. It was a battleground. The entity's presence grew stronger, more oppressive. The atmosphere within the house grew heavy. It felt as if the very air was thick with malevolence. It was as if a dark cloud had settled over the property, casting a shadow that refused to lift. The temperature would fluctuate wildly. One moment it was stiflingly hot, the next, bone-chillingly cold. Cold spots appeared and disappeared, leaving a trail of goosebumps in their wake. The air grew thick with the feeling of being watched. Every creak and groan of the house seemed to carry a sinister intent. An oppressive dread began to weigh on the family. Their once cheerful faces now bore haunted expressions. Their once happy home had transformed into a prison of fear. The walls that once provided comfort now felt like a cage. They were trapped within its walls with an unseen entity, an entity that seemed to feed on their fear, growing stronger with each passing day. One night the haunting took a sinister turn. The family was asleep in their beds. The silence was shattered. A butcher knife flew across the kitchen and embedded itself in the wall. The sound of metal meeting wood jolted the family awake. Their hearts pounded in their chests. They scrambled out of bed, fear gripping at their throats. They rushed to the kitchen. There they were met with an unsettling sight. The knife, which had been safely stored in a drawer, now protruded from the wall. It was as if it had been hurled with incredible force. Panic set in. The family huddled together for safety. They were at a loss for an explanation. They knew in that moment that they were dealing with something beyond their comprehension. As the days turned into weeks, the paranormal activity escalated. Objects flew across rooms with alarming speed and accuracy. Furniture moved on its own, as if guided by unseen hands. The house lights flickered ominously. Strange noises echoed through the hallways. The entity was growing bolder, more aggressive. It seemed determined to drive the family from their home. Then came the night the walls shook. It was a tremor that seemed to come from the very core of the house. The walls vibrated with such intensity. Pictures fell from the walls. Dishes rattled in the cupboards. The family huddled together in terror. They felt completely helpless against the unseen force that held them captive. It was as if the house itself was alive and it was trying to expel them from its depths. Section 5. The Unexplained Exodus. The relentless onslaught of paranormal activity took its toll on the Bell family. Their nerves were frayed, their sleep was disturbed. Their once peaceful home had become a nightmare. They felt trapped, haunted by an entity they couldn't understand or control. They attempted to maintain a sense of normalcy. They tried to reason with the unseen, to no avail. The entity refused to be ignored. It seemed to feed off their fear, growing stronger with each passing day. Finally, after months of enduring the terrifying ordeal, the Bell family reached their breaking point. They packed their belongings and fled their home. They left behind the only life they had ever known. They became refugees in their own town, forced out by a force they couldn't comprehend. The house on Homestead Road stood empty. It stood as a stark reminder of the terrifying power of the unknown. Section 6. Whispers of the Unexplained. The Humpty Doo poltergeist case sent shockwaves through the small Australian town. Word of the Bell family's terrifying ordeal spread like wildfire. Soon the house on Homestead Road was the subject of intense speculation and fear. Neighbors whispered about strange lights and noises emanating from the abandoned home. Some claimed to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the windows. The story caught the attention of the media, and soon, Humpty Doo was thrust into the global spotlight. Reporters and paranormal enthusiasts descended upon the town, eager to uncover the truth behind the haunting. The case became a media frenzy. It divided public opinion. Some dismissed it as a hoax, a desperate attempt for attention. Others believed that the Bell family had been genuinely terrorized by something sinister. The truth, as always, remained elusive, lost somewhere in the chasm between fact and folklore. Section 7. Shadows of Doubt. Despite the numerous eyewitness accounts, skepticism surrounding the Humpty Doo poltergeist case remained. Some suggested that the Bell family had fabricated the events for financial gain, hoping to profit from a book deal or a movie adaptation. Others pointed to environmental factors such as seismic activity or electromagnetic fields as possible explanations for the strange occurrences. However, none of these theories could fully account for the sheer variety and intensity of the phenomena witnessed by the Bell family and others. The objects that flew across the room, the walls that shook, the disembodied voices, these were not easily explained away by rational or scientific means. The Humpty Doo poltergeist case remained an enigma. It defied easy categorization. It left investigators and skeptics alike grappling with the unsettling possibility that there are forces at work in our world that we simply do not understand. Section 8. The mystery endures. The Humpty Doo poltergeist case remains unsolved to this day. Despite numerous investigations and countless theories, no one has been able to provide a definitive explanation for the strange occurrences that plagued the Bell family. The Bell family eventually moved away, seeking solace and a fresh start far from the haunted house that had brought them so much distress. They tried to rebuild their lives, but the experience left an indelible mark on them. The trauma of those nights haunted their dreams and conversations for years to come. The house on Homestead Road was sold, but subsequent occupants reported no unusual activity. It was as if the malevolent force had been tied specifically to the Bell family. It was as if the entity that had terrorized the Bell family had vanished as quickly as it had arrived. The house stood silent, its dark history hidden beneath layers of normalcy. Despite the passage of time, the legend of the Humpty Doo poltergeist lives on. Stories of the haunting have been passed down through generations, each retelling adding new layers of intrigue and fear. It serves as a chilling reminder that there are still mysteries in this world that defy explanation. The unknown continues to captivate our imaginations and challenge our understanding of reality. It challenges our understanding of the natural order. The Humpty Doo poltergeist case forces us to question what we know about the world and what lies beyond our comprehension. It forces us to confront the unsettling possibility that we are not alone. That there are forces at play that we cannot see or understand, lurking in the shadows of our everyday lives. The case remains a staple of paranormal lore. It is a story that continues to be studied and debated by paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics alike. It continues to fascinate and terrify those who dare to delve into its unsettling depths. The more one learns about the Humpty Doo poltergeist, the more questions arise. It stands as a testament to the enduring power of the unknown. The story of the Bell family and their haunted home is a powerful reminder of the mysteries that still elude us. It is a stark reminder that some secrets are never meant to be solved. The Humpty Doo poltergeist remains one of those secrets, forever shrouded in mystery and fear. Section 9. Our place in the unknown. The Humpty Doo poltergeist, like all great mysteries, forces us to confront our place in the vast and often unsettling tapestry of existence. It reminds us that our understanding of the universe is still in its infancy. There are forces at play that we are only just beginning to glimpse. It is in these moments of confrontation with the unknown that we are forced to confront our own vulnerabilities, our own mortality. We are left to ponder the nature of reality itself. Are there dimensions beyond our perception? Entities that exist just beyond the veil of our senses? These are questions that have haunted humanity since the dawn of time. The Humpty Doo poltergeist case serves as a stark and unsettling reminder that some questions may never have answers, and perhaps that is where the true terror lies, in the vast and unknowable abyss of our own ignorance.